இப்ப கேக்குதா மேம்?
கேக்குது. இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணிருந்தோம்னா
இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணிருந்தோம்னா கரெக்டா ஒர்க் ஆகுதா அப்படின்றதுக்காண்டி வந்து இங்க கமெண்ட் பண்ணி என்டர் கொடுத்து செக் பண்ணிருக்கோம்.
கமெண்ட் பண்ணி என்டர் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா லான்ச் பண்ணுவீங்க. யூ ட்ரை டு லான்ச் தி அப்ளிகேஷன்.
எஸ் மேம். ஏதாச்சும் எரர் இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது வந்து எரர் காமிக்கும் மேம். நீங்க ஒழுங்கா லான்ச் பண்ணல அந்த மாதிரி.
ஓகே.
அதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கோம் மேம்.
All right, that's one. Okay. Somebody else. Sharif. Not there. Okay, Raghavendra. Yeah, Raghavendra. எதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க கமாண்ட் ப்ராம்ப்ட் நீங்க நார்மலி?
சப்போஸ் அவுட்புட் ரன் பண்ணலாம்.
கேக்கல.
நம்ம டைரக்டா அவுட்புட் ரன் பண்ணலாமா?
அவுட்புட் ரன் என்னது?
இல்ல மேம், நம்ம இப்ப சேவ் பண்றது வந்து கமெண்ட் ப்ராம்ப்ட்ல போய் அந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் சேவ் ஆகி சப்போஸ் ரன் ஆச்சுன்னா நம்ம அதுல இன்புட்ஸ் கொடுக்கலாம்.
Right. You can run a program, but normally
yes,
system-wide commands like, okay. Anybody know what a path variable is? What environment is? Anybody? என்ன கேக்குறேன்னு புரிஞ்சுதா? environment variables தெரியுமா அப்படின்னா என்னென்ன?
No ma'am.
Path settings. Environment. I spelled it wrong, but யாருக்குமே தெரியுமா சௌமியா? What is a path variable? System path.
Directory change பண்றதாமா?
System path. Okay. So computer வந்து there's a lot of things you can do for the operating system. See நம்ம normally நம்ம யூஸ் பண்றது எல்லாமே you are only dealing with ஒரு application at a time. Chrome மட்டும் இல்ல whatever the word document பண்ணீங்கன்னா word document, but you are only dealing with one application at a time. But இந்த அப்ளிகேஷன்லாம் எதுல ரன் ஆகுது? when we say Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 7, they are all, what is it called? Windows and Linux. அதெல்லாம் என்னது அது? Those are all
OS.
No, those are
OS different operating system.
These are all operating system. And there are times when you need to deal directly with the operating system. You want to give some input to the operating system and say, this is how in our applications I want my applications to behave. All applications. So there are things that you want to do globally. There are things that you want to do just for one application. So and the all applications பண்ணும்போது the path is one of the important settings. There are lot of system settings. System not the whole system, the whole operating system settings and application settings that you can do. So இதுல போய் டைப் பண்ணுங்க path, டைப் பண்ணுங்க PATH, enter. I think it should type, it should list. Okay, so it lists something, and if you see in the list of pathina, it's all the list of folder names. Yeah, என்ன இந்த folder names என்ன meaning அப்படின்னா, இப்போ if you go run something, run an application, இப்போ word run பண்றீங்க, so if you go in your user Deepika அங்க இருக்கீங்க நீங்க, if you go do word அந்த program launch பண்ணணும்ல, launch பண்ணணும்னா the computer OS needs to know அந்த program எந்த folderல இருக்குன்னு. word.exe நீங்க launch பண்ண போறீங்கன்னா அது எங்க, even Python in fact I should see Python here, right there, Python, right? So when you go type py, which is you are starting a Python application, how will the computer know, the system know Python எங்க install பண்ணி எந்த folder, because you have hundreds of folders in your computer. எந்த folderல the Python exe இருக்கு, so that I can run the Python exe. How will the computer know? அதுக்கு தான் இந்த path variable. இந்த pathல பாத்தீங்கன்னா, you see there is somewhere it says that local program, like third, fourth line நினைக்கிறேன், 1 2 3 4 fourth lineல it says that Python 310 அப்படி போட்டிருக்கா, ஒரு path இருக்கா. So
yes,
by setting this path, different path, ஒவ்வொன்றுக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு different path இருக்கும். system32 is the first one. That is where most of the system related exes are there, right? So you were telling the computer, this is where these are the different paths. Go check. இந்த இடத்துல இல்லைன்னா இந்த இடத்துல போய் செக் பண்ணு, இந்த இடத்துல இல்லைன்னா இந்த இடத்துல போய் செக் பண்ணு, இந்த இடத்துல இல்லைன்னா செக் பண்ணு. So you are giving a list of folder names and telling the computer, if I'm going to run an application, go check these folders and see if my application is there, and if it is there, go launch it. That's the purpose of this path variable. ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள். அது மாதிரி நிறைய இருக்கு, நிறைய சிஸ்டம் செட்டிங்ஸ் that you could do. நீங்க போய் control panel லே, do you guys use control panel? Do you know what a control panel is? So control panel is a place where you set up your whole computer, not just for applications. Enga mouse, I don't know if you guys use mouse anymore, but the drivers for the mouse, the drivers for the display, இதெல்லாம் போய் செட் பண்றதுக்கு there's a place. Control panel is just controlling your entire application, entire computer. So whoever is taking notes, take notes to go read about control panels, the use of control panel in a computer, and the path variable. Something for you guys to go read after the class. This is all. If you're going to call yourself a computer science student, these are basic things that you need to know. So I'm only giving you a very high overview of what the purpose is. Your homework is to go read about it on your own, because in the information it's all over the place. Google panna ellarum nare enna vida explain pandravanga nare per irukanga, but it's just that you didn't know that you are supposed to learn about this. So I'm telling you, you are supposed to learn about this. Go do the Google. So yeah, okay, you're going to Google, and maybe somebody can come and tell me next week what next class somebody can come and tell me what they learned about this whole setup thing. Okay, any quick questions? Any immediate questions? Anybody have any questions? Okay, so once you start using, you'll figure out. Okay, let's go back to the terminal now. So what they are saying is, in the Git problemathuku, go set up the Git configuration. What does configuration mean? An example, not just in the computers in general, configuration. Is that a term you use in your everyday life? I need to configure this. Examples, anybody? If I don't want to use a Wi-Fi example, computer example. I'm trying to think of a non-computer example. வீட்ல
அதான் மேம் லேப்டாப் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணும்போது ரேமோட சைஸ் பார்க்குறோம், ஸ்டோரேஜ் சைஸ் பார்க்குறோம், டிஃப்ரெண்ட் கான்ஃபிகரேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும்.
Correct. Different configurations இருக்கும், right? I am thinking of an example that's a real life example, not related to computers. Anybody give any examples? Sama வாங்கும்போது how do you configure it? Configuration means you are setting up for your own use. Generally, or sama வாங்கினா, trying to think of an example. Arvind சொன்னது is a perfect example. When you go buy a laptop or even a phone, you know how when you buy a phone, you see, okay, it's not phone. Anytime you buy a phone, immediately you have to configure the phone for your own use, because phone vandadana and the phone la vandu phone எடுத்தமா உடனே வீட்டுக்கு வந்தா உடனே it's not going to work, right? You have to connect your Wi-Fi, உங்க வீட்டு Wi-Fi, உங்க வீட்டு பாஸ்வேர்ட் போட்டு Gmail application எடுத்தா you have to configure it to use your username, not my username, because that's my configuration. So how are you setting up an application for the individual users purpose? ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷன் நார்மலி அப்ளிகேஷன் டெவலப் பண்ணா ரொம்ப ஜெனரிக்கா டெவலப் பண்ணுவோம் நம்ம. அந்த ஜெனரிக்கா டெவலப் பண்ணதை எப்படி ஒரு ஸ்பெசிபிக் யூசருக்கு சேஞ்ச் பண்றது, கன்ஃபிகர் பண்றது, மாடிஃபை பண்றது. That is what is configuration. Any application you take, most of the applications you take, you have to develop it in such a way that it is configurable for the individual user. In the Visual Studio, you can do a lot of configuration. The dark mode, light mode, who knows what that means? Dark mode, light mode.
White and black
Right? They're calling it skins, right? That's a configuration. That is configuring VS Code for your own purpose. VS Code can support both. In the mode and support pannu. But how are you going to configure it for your purpose? What I like is not what Deepika likes. So Deepika is going to go configure it to her liking. I'm going to configure it to my liking. So that is what configuration means, right? Most of the applications, they give some way to go configure it, which actually, in fact, in some of the things that we're going to learn, we'll talk about configuration a little bit. So you're going to configure Git now. And some of the configuration parameters for Git is who's the user, what is their email, what is the password, and things like that. That is the configuration that we are doing for Git. Okay? All right. Go ahead. So, okay, you are in the terminal and you already know the command to configure Git. What is the command? Who knows what the command is? We just looked at it. Algasami. இப்பதான் the command check பண்ணோம் இல்லையா? என்னாச்சு?
மேம் அந்த கமாண்ட்ன்றது ப்ரோக்ராம ரன் பண்ணி பார்க்கறதுக்கு மேம் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கேன்.
இல்ல கமாண்ட்ன்றது ப்ரோக்ராம் ரன் பண்றதுக்கு இல்ல, to do something, right? You're telling the system, okay, this is what I want to do. It doesn't have to be running a program. In this case, we are configuring Git. That's where we are at. We want to configure Deepika's GitHub now. அது எப்படி கன்ஃபிகர் பண்றதுக்கு அதுக்கு ஒரு கமாண்ட் இருக்கு. அந்த கமாண்டை we just looked at it. The start overflow லைன் போட்டிருந்தது. நம்ம இங்க அவுட்புட். So what is that command? How do you configure? Anybody else?
Ma'am, username.
Well, username is parameter for the configuration. So yeah, go back to your Chrome and see what you saw, and then you can copy paste that.
Okay, ma'am.
Git config dash
git config global user dot name.
Okay, I think you need to put the double dash there, otherwise it's not going to know.
Yes ma'am, double dash
username.
global user dot name.
Yes, go ahead, copy paste that and then type your thing. So எல்லாரும் பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? பண்ணீங்களா முன்னாடி? இல்லனா this is your time, do it along with her so that you can also do the same thing. Yeah, don't copy the first name because you're going to type the first name. You're going to type your own name. Moreover, hold on 1 second before you do it. Okay, in the answer it should work. So did you say in VS Code? Okay, we didn't say in VS Code. So your question in Google, how to configure username in Git for VS Code போடல. அதனால the answer that you saw is coming from Atlassian. Atlassian, it's a different application. But anyways, which is similar, so you can do that. Check போடுங்க. You can copy the main thing we are looking for is git config dash user dot name, and then you're going to type your username. Copy பண்ணுங்க இல்லனா type பண்ணுங்க, whatever is comfortable for you.
As I said, the touch is very sensitive, ma'am. That's what the problem is.
Okay, type. You don't have to, just go there, type it. Copy பண்ண முடியல, touch இது பண்ணுங்க, type the thing.
Ma'am.
Git? Yeah, somebody can tell her. Yeah, Git. What? Yeah, Alexandra, just tell her what to type. Space.
Config.
Space. Anything, any application, then you have to give the space. Yes. Config.
Double slash.
Space.
Space double slash.
Not slash, dash.
Hyphen. Global space.
Okay, so hold on. On the double dash kaprama, there is no space. Username, user.name.
Space.
Is that space after? Okay, and double quotes, your username.
Quotes and username.
Is that the username for Git? The one, your username?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Space.
Enter. It says one command done. You are setting the username, Ache. Then you are going to set the user email. Okay, go ahead.
Git space.
Same, global. The global means it's for all applications. That's what the global means. That. User.email. Space. Yeah. Okay, enter. That's very quickly, yeah. All right. Okay, now that you've done it, okay, go back to try your commit. I still see one more problem with the commit, but go ahead. Okay, so now it's happening. I didn't, how come? I don't know why it's accepting without the password கொடுக்கல, and it didn't give any commands, but we'll see. Okay, what is it saying? Your branch is up to date with the original mail modified, edited, but what happened? Nothing else is coming?
It is loading in the top now. Here.
It's loading where?
It's here.
Yeah, it's then something is happening, but you will never have இதுனா window pop-up ஆச்சா இதுல Chromeல?
இல்ல ma'am.
No window popping up anywhere for you to go log in and say yes, it is me.
No ma'am.
Okay, anybody know what's going on?
Ma'am, username email set ஆயிருச்சான்னு பார்க்கலாமா ma'am?
Okay, yes. Okay, how do you do that?
அடுத்தது நேம் இமெயில் டைப் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி வரைக்கும் என்ன பண்ணுமோ அத மேம் பண்ணோம். git config global space user.name அது மட்டும் போட்டோம்னா என்ன பேர்ல இருக்குன்னு வரும் மேம்.
சரி, okay, let's try that. I think up arrow use பண்ணா it should show you the command that you typed before. Keyboard up arrow. One more up. Okay, yeah. So remove the name. Yeah, remove the name because that's what we're checking. But my guess is it is already working. That part is there because it's
Ma'am, what should I do next?
Yeah, enter. So what he was saying is Kadiresh என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா செக் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம், நம்ம அந்த கமாண்ட் கொடுத்தோம் அது நிஜமாவே செட் ஆச்சா இல்லையான்னு செக் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம்ன்றாங்க. Okay, check பண்ணி பார்த்தோம், it is set. Right? So that is what we are doing. So either if you give input, it's going to take that as an input. If you don't give the input, it's telling you what is the current configuration. How is it configured now? That's what it's doing. But my guess is, the reason why it is not working is it's நம்ம password கொடுக்கல. Right? So in application, yes, just because I give the name and the email, it's not going to go do its thing. So go to the output and see if there is any errors there. Go to the output tab. Yes. So it gave the message, whatever message it is, right? So it says that on branch is up to date. Okay, is there anything you can do? Is there a way to cancel? Is there a way to do anything else? So Chrome, open your Chrome and go to your Git. It is supposed to pop up something. Meeting Google. Okay, it didn't pop up anything. So your browser is set. Chrome is your default browser.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So okay, so that's your thing. Have you signed in?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, signed in. Okay, okay. So if you have already signed in, and yeah, let's go back to your VS Code. So now maybe okay, that's next thing you'll have to go Google. You're still running? Okay. So what would you guys do? If we are in this stage, at என்ன பண்ணணுமா? ஒண்ணும் ஆகல. So what's the next step of action? Plan
But
of
it
action?
is still loading up, ma'am.
இல்ல, it shouldn't take this long.
ரெபாசிட்டரி கிரியேட் பண்ணாங்கன்னு தெரியல மேம்.
என்னது?
லோக்கல்ல ஒரு ரெபாசிட்டரி கிரியேட் பண்ணணும்ல மேம்.
Local.
சிஸ்டம்லயே ஒரு ரெபாசிட்டரி கிரியேட் பண்ணணும் மேம்.
You want to do it in the command outside of VS Code?
எஸ் மேம்.
So run
அவங்க
this.
சேவ் பண்ணியிருக்கிற ஃபைல்ல .gitன்னு ஒரு ஹிடன் ஃபைல் இருக்கும் மேம். அது இருந்தா தான் அப்லோட் ஆகுது.
So let's go back. So look at open the command prompt or no, Windows Explorer. Basically you're saying go to the Explorer and see if you have the .git file, right? Arvind, is that what you're saying?
இல்ல மேம், இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம்லாம் லோக்கலா சேவ் ஆயிருக்கும்ல மேம்.
அதான் சொல்றாங்க. ஓகே, அது எப்படி பண்ணனும் அவங்க சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம். தீபிகாவுக்கு எப்படி செக் பண்றதுன்னு சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம்.
ப்ரோக்ராம் சேவ் ஆயிருக்கிற லொகேஷன் போகணும்.
Which is open the Windows Explorer. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes,
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Go guide her. Yeah.
மேம் இதுல .gitன்னு ஒரு ஃபைல் இருக்கும். அந்த ஃபைல் இல்ல மேம். ஹிடன் ஃபைல் ஒன்னு இருக்கும்.
Hidden file. Is she even showing hidden files? How do you check? How do you check that hidden files are there or not? Yeah. Last show. Okay.
எஸ் மேம் இருக்கும்.
இருக்கு. Right. So it's all good then. See, the other thing we could do is close and reopen Visual Studio, mainly because it probably didn't take it yet. But I'm still wondering how come you didn't give the password. எப்படி password இல்லாம அது எப்படி இது ஆகும்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Okay, and try again and try Visual Studio. And again, if it doesn't work, Google is your friend again. Go back to Google and say, how come I'm not able to commit? Commit to spinning, right? That's the thing you'll do. Okay, we spent more than 3 minutes on this, but okay, so go back to your stage இருக்கு. So Arvind, to your comment about Gitla and the file இருக்கணுமா இல்லையான்றது, because she was able to stage, I figured she must have had, but anyways, try it again. Try to do your commit one more time.
Again same அதே மாதிரி மேல லோட் ஆகுது.
Page text conversion, git command edit message 44. Okay, so yeah, so what you will have to do is again do another Google and try to figure it out. So when I had this problem, I had to go type my password. I think there is maybe you can Google how do I set up my password and configure my password and get, right? I think there is something called use of the password, something like that. Didn't we do it for somebody else in another class? Okay, try Googling setting get your password in VS Code. That's the username and password right there. In VS Code right there. You have it already there. Yes. Oh, that is good. username and user.password as the thing. Yeah, click on that. First link. Just keep scrolling down. Okay, keep going. After configuration, you can check by using the okay. The password கொடுக்கலையாங்க?
No, ma'am.
To do the password. So they're asking you to do just the get dash this list or something, which is what Kadiresh was trying to do. All right. So again, I'm not no expert on this whole thing again. Part of your homework is to go figure it out, but you know how to go about doing this, which is nothing but Googling different options. Okay. Kadiresh, do you think you can help her out after the class?
I'm not sure, ma'am, but I'll try.
Okay. That's how you guys are going to learn. I mean, are anybody else willing to help her? Who has it working? I have it working in my machine. That's why that's how I'm doing. Who else has it working in your machine? Directly doing this commit and sync to VS Code, VS Code to Git. Who all has it working? Nobody? அப்புறம் எப்படி I've been asking எப்படி விஷுவல் கோட்ல இருந்து டைரக்டா கிட்டுக்கு போறீங்களான்னு கேட்டதுக்கு எல்லாரும் ஆமான்னு சொன்னீங்க. How come nobody has it working? So இன்னைக்கு கிளாஸ்ல we saw this so far. I'll give you 2 more days until Wednesday. Maybe you guys can work together and figure it out. Arvind, you don't have it either?
நான் டைரக்டா கமாண்ட் ப்ராம்ப்ட் யூஸ் பண்றேன் மேம். VS Code யூஸ் பண்ணாம கமாண்ட் ப்ராம்ப்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணி அப்லோட் பண்றேன் மேம்.
Okay, but VS Code is much more simpler to do, like I was showing when I did my somebody else was saying?
அந்த கமெண்ட் கொடுக்கிறதுக்கு மேல மெசேஜ் கொடுத்து ட்ரை பண்ணோம்னா கொஞ்சம் ஒர்க் ஆகும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் மேம். எனக்கு இந்த மாதிரி
try that. But இத கேன்சல் பண்ண முடியாதா? No way to cancel in this?
அன்ஸ்டேஜ் பண்ண டிஸ்கார்ட் பண்ணாம இது பண்ணிட்டு மறுபடியும் மெசேஜ் கொடுத்து கமெண்ட் கொடுத்தா ஒர்க் ஆகும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் மேம். கன்ஃபார்ம்.
Okay, that's what's trying.
மேம் அந்த கமிட் எடிட் இருக்குல மேம், அதை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணா க்ளோஸ் ஆயிரும் மேம்.
Okay.
மூணாவது ஃபைல்.
Go ahead. Deepika, follow what they are saying.
Yes, ma'am. அரவிந்த் கொஞ்சம் திருப்பி சொல்றீங்களா?
தேர்ட் ஃபைல் commit_edit மெசேஜ் இருக்குல்ல, அதை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா ஆஃப் ஆயிரும். அது அந்த ஸ்க்ரோலிங் ஸ்டாப் ஆயிரும்.
Okay. All right. Now go back and give a comment. அந்த கமெண்ட்க்கு மேல கமெண்ட் கொடுக்க சொல்றாங்க.
அந்த கமெண்ட் பேனல் மெசேஜ் இருக்கு பாருங்க, ஏதாச்சும் ட்ரை பண்ணி பாருங்க.
Some comment, whatever your comment is.
How to do, ma'am?
Yes, test.
Enter, just enter.
Yeah, test. Type something. It says message, right? So type a message, which in this case can be test. Okay. All right. Something is happening better than before. Think changes.
just கொடுத்தோம்னா உள்ள அப்லோட் ஆயிரும்.
One more time, click it. The action keyword original main. Okay. Acha. Done? It's done?
இல்ல மேம். Yes, ma'am, I think it's completed.
Done. Now go to Git and see if the file is there. Whatever file you want to upload, it's there. $41 ago. Yeah, it says 41 seconds ago.
It is,
now.
ma'am.
Very good. Good
Thank you,
teamwork.
ma'am.
Very nice. Good job, Maga. Good job. All right. So now everybody's good. Yeah. Everybody's good. யாருக்கும் any பிரச்சனை? வேற யாருக்குன்னா question இருக்கா? You have a good team here that knows how to do things. This is your chance to ask. Okay. Then I'm going to continue here in the class. If anybody has any questions, I think there are a few people who got it done. Contact them, get it done. So yeah, good. All right. Where were we? Okay. So you got any questions on debugging? That's something we did last week. Last class. Anybody has any?
Shall I stop my screen?
Yeah, you can stop. Yeah.
Thank you.
Debug, how to put breakpoint, how to skip breakpoints, how to whatever step inside
Yes,
the code.
debugging run பண்றதுல ஒண்ணும் பிரச்சனை இல்ல மேம். நீங்க சொன்னது கீழ வாட்ச் பண்ணிட்டு தான் இருந்தேன்.
Okay, good. Anybody else? வேற யாருக்குன்னா question இருக்கா? எப்படி debug பண்றதுன்னு? Everybody else, everybody tried? Okay, all right. We'll continue today's class. So let me share mine. I'm going to stop recording and start recording so that it's not a long one.